You got to take care of this machine. You know, we were just at Eric Worre's house last weekend, and he was saying he had an anti-aging doctor. And he says, as long as we take good care of our bodies, it's predicted that our generation will live to 120 and our kids' generation will live to 150 with the all that they're learning with anti-aging medicine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Probably, you know, you probably have to have money to access that technology until it becomes more mainstream.
Mhm.
So all the more reason to make $1 million a year in ASEA, right?
Yeah, I like the new med bed coming out of Russia. That's pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, what's that?
It is a technology that is a cellular and molecular frequency technology. And supposedly you lay down on it for 3 minutes and it'll replace a kidney that's not it's not working or not there, or lung, or it'll remake your whole body in 3 minutes.
Really? It all has to do with signaling, I bet, huh?
Well, signaling is right there about it. It can't work without signaling.
Right.
How about
Cool.
that? How about that?
Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. And we're at the forefront. Okay, we just hit the top of the hour. So,
I hear
Cindy, you're muted.
You muted yourself.
I muted myself. Sorry about that. I started to say, I apologize. I have not set up trainers for this week because I've been busy catching up from being away. One of the advantages of having a virtual event is that you don't have to catch up from being away because you never went away. So you don't have to unpack and do laundry and, you know, catch up on the emails you didn't look at and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, virtual events can be a very efficient way of building your business. So let me just put a plug in for Marina Worre's event, which is coming up mid-May. It's a free event. And if you don't have that information, I don't have it right in front of me. I can put it in the chat later, where you can go to register for free and be in an ASEA room. So the event will be general, but as long as we have 300 people register, we can get our own ASEA room. And that way we can have ASEA conversations rather than just generic network marketing conversations. So I'll put that in the chat in a second while we're doing our assignment. And so you guys have that information where you can go and register and encourage your team to register. And then we'll get our ASEA room and attend the Most Powerful Women in Network Marketing event, which in my opinion is the best event out there. It's you know, more powerful for me than GoPro. And I think the reason is because I think Marina Worre is a rock star. She's the one, you know, Eric's mantra is say yes, declare it to the world, and then make it happen. And what I say is say yes, declare it to the world, and then let Marina make it happen because she's the one that put that $20 million studio in place in 90 days during a pandemic. So if you don't think that that's a major undertaking, then I disagree. I think it's a huge undertaking. And the fact that she pulled it off was absolutely amazing. Their goal for this December at the GoPro event is 250,000 people. It'll be the largest event in history. That's what they're going for. So anyway, we want to be plugged into all of that. A lot of energy going around in the network marketing space as we give people clarity about what network marketing really is, keep our ethics really high so that we don't further a bad reputation that network marketing can have if you're working with a company with no ethics, which there's plenty of those out there, both in network marketing and outside of network marketing. I'm sure that you guys have had corporate experiences that weren't necessarily ethical. I'm sure you've had wholesale experiences that weren't necessarily that ethical. And I'm sure you've had retail experiences that weren't necessarily that ethical. So network marketing is just a business model. It's not, you know, all companies are not the same, just like all companies in retail are not the same. All companies in wholesale are not the same. So it's just a business model. It's just a way of moving product from the manufacturer to the consumer, just like any other business out there. You know, in order to be a legitimate network marketing business, as opposed to a pyramid scheme, you have to move a legitimate product or service from the manufacturer to the people. And you have to, you know, run it like a business. You know, it can't be a Ponzi scheme is when you're just laundering money. There's really no legitimate product or service that moves from the manufacturer to the consumer. So that's the difference between a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme and a legitimate network marketing business. So ASEA is a legitimate network marketing business. In fact, the only way that we could market the product ASEA and this technology called Redox that nobody's ever heard about is through word of mouth, because it's not going to work on TV. It's not going to work on radio. It's not going to work on direct mail. It's not going to work on Amazon unless an associate like you or I educate somebody. And then instead of embracing, you know, if we drop the ball and don't give them our website, then, or if we market it in the wrong way and use the word ASEA prematurely, then probably those people are going to, you know, Google that product. And if we've scared them away, they're going to buy it from Amazon instead of buying it from us. So it's our job to educate the public that, you know, Jeff Bezos has a ton of money, and Jeff Bezos is not about changing the world. And Jeff Bezos is not about educating people how their body works and how their body has an amazing ability to heal itself at the cellular level if given the right technology. I saw something on Facebook yesterday that asked a question, and it said, which do you think is more important, skincare or nutrition? And I answered and I said, you know, nutrition is your skincare, but what you put on your largest organ, which is your skin, is also incredibly important. However, if your cells aren't signaling properly, none of this matters. So we are at the, you know, we are at the crux of, you know, cellular health. We are at the foundation of cellular health. Most people don't understand it. We've been talking nutrition and skincare and, you know, exercise and all that kind of stuff for years. Nobody's ever had the redox signaling conversation until about 11 years ago. And people that were, I met a doctor at a fly-in one time that did his medical thesis on redox biochemistry, flew in to evaluate ASEA, realized that it's a real company, a real business with real people determined to bring this technology into the hands of the most amount of people globally at a reasonable price. And so as a private ski instructor, that was good enough for me. My investigation was done. I went home and started promoting. He, on the other hand, is a doctor, and that wasn't good enough for him. So what he did was he went home, he bought enough product for 100 people for 90 days. He said, if you're a fast food, couch potato, you know, soda pop drinking kind of person, keep doing that, just drink ASEA. And if you're a yoga, mantra, chakra, vegan person, great, just keep doing that, just drink ASEA. And he took blood results before and he took blood results after. And when I asked him what he found, he said, you know what, it was absolutely fascinating. You know what he found? In 100% of the people, their CRP scores and their homocysteine levels were back in the normal range. Now, what does that mean? Those are inflammatory markers. I mean, you know, they are huge, very important markers. And if those markers are off, it's a sign that there's other systems in the body that are off. So, I mean, he got scientific. It wasn't double blind because the people knew they were drinking ASEA and he knew that they were drinking ASEA. So it wasn't a double blind randomized crossover placebo trial like we do at ASEA, but it was his study. And that was like, opened his eyes, blew his mind. And for somebody that did their medical thesis on redox biochemistry, it was, I mean, extremely justified. So here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to, in the next 20 minutes, I'd like you to reach out to people. If you haven't finished your assignment from yesterday, reaching out to your upline and booking a half an hour so that your upline can help you reach down to your organization and declare your goal on or before July 4th, 2021, and see if they want to be part of that effort, then continue that assignment. If you've completed that assignment, then go ahead and reach out to those people on the vision board that you have drawn, hopefully from a previous assignment, where you have at least 21 circles at the top of the page underneath you, the circle that says you, and you've written characteristics in each of those 21 circles about the kind of people you want to attract into those circles. And the reason you have 21, because of the law of thirds, a third of the people are going to, are going to do something. A third of the people are going to do something sometime, and a third of the people are never going to do anything. So you've got to cover your bases. So you got to have 21 people. Why? Because at the top of the pay plan, which I just assume you guys want to get to, triple diamond, you have to have, well, and even presidential ambassador Grand Poobah, you have to have a minimum of 7 Director 300 legs. Okay. So that's why you're going for 21 from the very beginning. You're starting with it for the end in mind. So for the next 20, 25 minutes, please do one of those assignments. We'll see you in 20, 25 minutes. All right, how'd that go for everybody? Were you able to reach your upline? Were you able to book a half an hour of calls? Were you able to initiate some calls with your upline leader and start to rally the team?
I have an appointment in an hour with Chuck.
Excellent. Kevin?
No. I hadn't messaged
Okay.
you yet. And I was working on this.
Perfect. Yeah, that's really important. And the thing is, the reason the chart is important is because it's going to affect your conversations that you're having with people. So, if you know the business, that's your business plan.
Mhm.
Okay. So here, those are going to affect your conversations. So here's what I'm doing. Don't know if it's something you want to do with me or not. If you did, we'd have so much fun together. I mean, I think we could absolutely change the world together. But anyway, even if you don't, it's definitely worth you knowing about. So do me a favor, watch this video, and then I want to introduce you to somebody. When do you have time to watch a 5-minute video? And they say, well, I could watch a 5-minute video right now. Great. I'll call you in 5 minutes. Okay. So there's urgency. Okay. And then the follow-up's easy because you don't have to remember to call them back Tuesday at 4 o'clock because you're just calling back in 5 minutes. Right. So then you're going to call somebody in your upline support team and you're going to say, hey, can you do a call with me in 5 minutes? And then because you already told them, you're going to introduce them to somebody. Right. And then you're going to give whoever's supporting you a heads up. Hey, I just called so-and-so. I told him, what we're doing. He's going to watch this video. And I told him we'd call him back in 5 minutes. So can I introduce you? Yes or no. And if they can't do it, then find somebody else and brief them on what's going to happen. And then call the person back in 5 minutes and say, Kevin, I want to introduce you to Chuck. Chuck, this is Kevin. So we work really closely together on this project. We work with a biotech company. Chuck, do you want to tell them a little bit more about what we're doing? And then be quiet, right? Because Chuck's the A, you're the B. Be quiet. And then the C is the potential person that might want to work with you, who's not going to, filter the conversation through your relationship because you're not going to talk. You're just going to hand it over to somebody else. They're probably going to say exactly what you would have said. Doesn't matter. That's not the point. And they're not going to twist their arm or, do some fancy used car salesman language or anything like that. They're just going to say, hey, this is what we're doing. Do you want to be part of it or not? And if they say, yeah, well, tell me more about it. Da, 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 da. And so we start the process. So anyway, that's what starts to happen. Momentum. And once you get that wind underneath your wings, flying is much easier. The hardest time to flap your wings is when you're trying to get off the ground. Once you're soaring, it takes hardly any effort, right? You just got to keep that wind underneath your wings. But before you have to get off the runway before you can soar. Okay. So in the beginning, it takes a lot of activity. All right. That's that grit part of network marketing, that phase 1 that Bo was talking about yesterday, where most people quit because they don't have the grit to make it. Okay. And then you start giving assignments. And the first conversation you have with somebody is this one. Benita, congratulations on joining the team. You're a brand new associate with ASEA. This business can change your life. It can give you whatever you want. So I need to understand what it is you want. Okay. And you're going to work on what she wants and she's going to tell you whatever, right? But here's the first conversation. I want to help you become independent as soon as possible. Okay. What this whole project is about gathering independent associates. Okay. I'm here to help you with your business, but this is your business. And I want to make you independent as soon as possible. How soon do you want that to happen? Okay. They might say, if they're a real go-getter, they'll say, I don't know, how fast can it happen? 30 days, 60 days, 90 days? Yep, absolutely. We'll be attached at the hip for the next 30, 60, 90 days until you know everything I know. And then you can teach your people everything you know. You'll do the same thing with your people, right? If they say, well, I've only got, about 20 minutes a day. So I don't know, within 6 months, would that be realistic? Yeah, okay, fine. We're gonna plug you into the Power Half Hour. If you can't listen to it live, then listen to it recorded. We'll plug you into events. Make sure you attend the Most Powerful Women event. Make sure you attend GoPro because you need to learn as much about network marketing as possible. There's all kinds of videos you can watch in your spare time. If you got 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, okay? But the goal is to make you independent, okay? Not dependent on me. Not so you have to feel like you have to call me every time you turn around. The goal is to make you independent of me. You are going to own your own business and you're going to help other people own and operate their own business. Bo, do you have anything to add to that?
No, not really. I mean, you guys need to understand, and I'm sure you do, that that is basically the onboarding script from GoPro. I don't have the page number in front of me, but it's all about, I mean, it's a very duplicatable system and it's passing the responsibility over to your new prospect or your new associate, which is what you want to do. And then, as Cindy said, we want to give assignments to the people, and depending on how quickly they want to become independent of you will depend on the type of assignments you're telling them to give you. And then basically,
You give them, not they give you.
yeah, you're going to give them. And I think that what's really important is that you kind of, well, that you are recording what those assignments are and you're listening with your eyes. And if they are not, say they're like, hey, I want to be independent of you within the next 8 weeks. Well, that's aggressive. It's very aggressive. So you give them aggressive assignments, right? I know you've heard Eric Worre talk about this. We're giving assignments and then we're seeing what they do. And and I don't necessarily have an assignment for you, come back to me with your top 30 people, 15 of your super warm market, they do anything with you because they love you, and 15 of your chicken list type of thing. And then we're going to get on the phone with them. And you put a timeline on it. And if in that timeline they haven't done it, then you call back and you remind them a little bit, well, we were talking about this. Were you able to do it? No big deal. No big deal. Let's do this, and give them an easier assignment, right? Then, even the lowest assignment would be something like, I want you to take ASEA twice a day, every day for the next 7 days. And I want you to do it on FaceTime, or I want you to record it on your phone. And then at the end of the week, you're going to send it to me. That would be like the easiest thing. Basically, people are taking ASEA. Well, they should be doing that anyway, right? You just work down the list. That was the toughest one and then the easiest one. And there are other assignments that we can talk about or that you can assign in between that. But what you're really feeling out is a lot of people are like, hey, I'm going to be your next Royal Diamond. You're so lucky you just sponsored me. And you're like, oh boy, here we go again. Hope that's true. And then you give them one assignment and they don't even, return your phone call type of thing. So you've got to be able to understand where you're going to allocate your time. And this is the perfect way to do it, by giving assignments and reading what the people do.
Perfect. So great job this morning, everybody. Congratulations. And today is Friday. So we're going to not see you until Monday morning, and we're into the month of May. So, your first assignment for tomorrow morning is to say rabbit, rabbit, rabbit before you say anything else, and it'll bring you good luck for the rest of the week. Rabbit, 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 the first 3 words out of your mouth.
No, it's the first 12 words. You got to say it to each corner of the room 3 times. Rabbit, 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 rabbit. Hey, it's all about wealth and abundance. I'll take it. Okay.
And luck.
And luck. Yeah.
Perfect. All right, guys. We'll see you on Monday.